welcome to the Hacienda. Rivet here. Today we're going to make a delicious sandwich from Chicago, the egg and pepper sandwich. This sandwich was made famous in an episode of The Sopranos where they're in a office doing some nefarious planning and they order some sandwiches to tide them over the long planning stage. This sandwich was featured in there and it was delicious. This sandwich dates back over 100 years in Chicago. Chicago's full of Catholics and the mafia was in there and they're all Italian and Catholic, and you couldn't eat meat on Fridays. So one of the big things was to eat one of these sandwiches. It had eggs, cheese, and peppers, and it was nice and hearty and filling and warm. And there's a couple signature things that you need in it. One is you got to have this Parmesano-Reggiano cheese, sweet onion, green peppers. You can use regular green bell peppers. Cubanelles work really good. My grocery store was out of Cubanelle, so I'm using Anaheims. And a nice soft roll. You don't want a crusty one on the outside. This is a nice French roll. So let's get prepping and cooking. The first thing we're going to do is chop up an onion like so. Next up are the peppers, which you want to de-seed. And then we're going to cut them into pieces like that, decent sized pieces. Now you can cut them this way if you'd like as well. Yeah, that looks good. Now you want a good amount of cheese because after all this is a generous sandwich, and do not throw away this rind from the Parmesano-Reggiano. Break it up into chunks and throw it into soups and stews, and it'll melt and dissolve and add a wonderful flavor to your dishes. Now we're going to take this delicious loaf and cut it through like this. Not all the way, just so it still has a seam. Now there are two ways to do this. Sometimes you can scoop out the crumb. That's one version of the sandwich. And the other version is you leave the crumb in. So we're going to go halfway. We'll take this crumb out. I'll take a snack. That's so good. Now, with the grated Parmesano-Reggiano, we're going to ladle that in there generously. Like that. And now this bread is ready for the sandwich and the egg. But there's one more step I want to show you. Join me in a moment. Now you may be wondering, John, why did you put butcher paper under there? That'll be very important and it'll come in handy later. In a skillet over medium heat, we want to put equal amounts of butter and olive oil, and we got 2 tablespoons of each. So once this melts down, we'll go ahead and add the onions. And everything is better with butter. You can just use olive oil if you want to. But let's put the onions in there. And the green peppers. As they're cooking, we want to generously salt them. I got some sea salt here. You can use any kind of salt you want, but this is pretty and it tastes good. And you don't want to brown the onions. You just want to cook this until they get translucent and soft, as do the green peppers. They're very soft. So now what we're going to do is add the eggs. So we're going to turn the heat off. There's plenty of residual heat in there, and add a generous amount of olive oil. Again, I've got this Greek one that's absolutely divine, and we're going to take our 4 eggs. Remember, this is a generous sandwich, and we're going to do this with them. Alright, Now remember, there's residual heat in there, and we're going to turn it back on to medium-low, and we're going to cook the eggs. Now, as the eggs start to cook, we're going to push away like that and get more egg back in there. As the eggs continue to cook, we just want to push them in like that and get these little ribbons going on. I probably used a little too many green peppers in this, but it's okay. They're all good. And we're going to continue to cook over medium-low because you don't want these eggs hard. Okay, they got to be soft. Okay, they're about done. Turn the heat off and let's do the sandwich. Now we want to add this delicious egg and pepper mixture to the sandwich like that. And remember, this sandwich is a meal. So, and that's why we used 4 eggs, because it's a big bun, it's a big sandwich, it's a big Catholic lunch or dinner. Okay, so you wondered why the butcher paper, because this sandwich is the best after a few moments of resting. So we're going to wrap it up, and the residual heat of the cheese, of the eggs and the peppers, is going to melt the cheese. So we're going to let it sit there for about 10, maybe 15 minutes. Then let's eat it. Got our nice serrated knife, and let's have at it. Oh man, that bread is warm. Look at this deliciousness, would you? Oh my, that smells really, really good. Let's go ahead and take a bite. Mmm. Oh, Oh my God. That sandwich is way more than the sum of its parts. Oh. Anaheim peppers, the way to go. I would go Anaheim, followed by Cubanelle, followed by green bells. Don't use the colored ones because they're too sweet. The colored bell peppers anyways. Oh, soft and crunchy, just enough onion. I used about a quarter of that onion. That was a perfect amount of salt. Didn't add any else. And let me tell you, that cheese is the defining factor. Definitely good bread. Thanks for watching, people. Give this a try. Y'all take care.